Hannah Montana.
Ah!
Episode 1.
Episode 1. We're here. We're back.
We're back. Doing something totally different than whatever we've done before.
So different.
So we've kind of rebranded a bit. Now we're kind of like half full TV, I guess we're calling it. And we ran out of things to talk about. But the thing that we like to talk about a lot are TV shows.
Yeah.
And specifically, especially with the pandemic and us getting Disney Plus recently, we have not stopped watching past shows that we watched when we were kids.
Yes.
And one of our favorites that we like to reference a lot
Hannah Montana.
is Hannah Montana. Exactly.
Or as we like to call it,
Maybe louder.
Hanny Montana.
I've never said that.
What do you mean?
I've never said that.
Do you want to watch Hanny Montana? Yes.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I made that up. That's probably just in my head.
I should have changed the amount of bars because now it's gonna like the tempo's too
fast. Is that gonna change the export time?
I don't know. It might.
Okay, do it.
I'm gonna pause the recording really quick.
Okay, we're good.
We're back.
We're good.
We're back. We're back. So I do have like a made up like sampler for some things, and they might come into play later in the episode. But it will be more of like an asset, let's say, towards the
Definitely
line.
an asset.
Yeah. So yeah, this is essentially what we're doing is we're actually gonna go through every single Hannah Montana episode.
Yes.
So you were listening to episode 1.
Yes.
Is there a name for this episode? Or is it just called the pilot?
Hold on, let me pull this up. What happened to my notes?
I don't think it. Maybe I think
there's a name.
Okay. No, I was about to say I think there is a name.
It's called Lilly. Do you want to know a secret? Question mark.
Okay, so it's not called just pilot like most shows.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised too.
So we're doing Hannah Montana, episode 1. Lilly, do you want to know a secret?
Question mark. Also, I didn't know they spelled Lily as Lilly.
Has it always been spelled like that?
Apparently, that's according to IMDb.
I'm more of a single L kind of guy.
Me too.
I don't really like that much.
Lily. My whole life is a lie.
Were you doing like a Gloria from Modern Family saying?
Oh, I didn't even realize it probably was.
Yeah.
Lily.
I don't even know how do you want to approach this? How do you want to start out
I
talking
don't know.
about it? Because a lot happens in the episode.
Why don't we start by reading the excerpt on Disney Plus?
Sure.
Should I pull it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Disney Plus? Hold on, y'all. I should have done this earlier. Disney Plus. Where are you? I was just watching.
I was gonna do something else.
Go for it.
I'll do this the next episode. But I was gonna play some of the promos that they played, like on the Disney Channel.
Okay,
and stuff like that.
Next episode.
See, this is the thing too. So we have to explain this too. We're from
Canada.
So we don't have the Disney Channel unless like you had satellite and you paid for that channel specifically.
Yeah.
So most of the Disney shows that we got were from the Family Channel. That's what it was called.
Yes.
Right? That was channel 51 for all the people who had that as their channel.
Yes.
For us, at least, it was channel 51. But yeah, it was the Family Channel, and that's essentially where we got all our Disney shows.
Now, did you have family throughout your entire childhood? Like from elementary?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. And the thing is, it's funny when talking about Hannah Montana, when it was on, I was definitely not the target demo. I was maybe a bit older.
Same.
But I still found it extremely enjoyable.
Yeah.
What year did it? I don't even know. Shows you how much research I did.
I think 2006 or 2007.
Yeah, so I was like 11-ish at the time.
Let me double check because 2006.
Okay. So yeah, I think actually in terms of the age, I was the target demo.
Yeah.
But obviously, probably more hinted towards like quote unquote girls. But I love that show.
I mean, I think every person in their preteens and younger loved that show.
Yeah.
I mean, I had family starting grade 6.
Okay.
After that, I had family. Okay. So, I think Raven.
Mm-hmm.
What was that other one? The one with Hilary Duff.
Lizzie McGuire show?
Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Is it just called Lizzie McGuire or is it Lizzie McGuire show?
Lizzie McGuire. Shoot, I don't remember.
I honestly didn't really watch it anyway.
Yeah, but I don't
That was
know.
not my-
Did
no.
Hannah Montana come out before like 2007? Because I know we said 2006, but I don't know like
I couldn't
the
tell
air
you.
date
It seems like that's
in
when
Canada.
It seems like it would just come out at the same time, regardless. But yeah. So why don't we get into the episode? I think we should start off with our very first segment because it's kind of almost like a refresher of the entire episode. Okay.
Sure.
So now we're gonna move on.
Oh
to
wait.
Yep.
Let me just read the.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you wanted
the
to
little
read the
excerpt.
Yeah.
It's one sentence.
Okay. So Eunice is gonna read the excerpt from the Disney Plus, like
Yeah.
the Disney Plus description
Yeah.
of the show,
Yeah.
essentially.
So Miley has to confront her best friend about her true identity as a star.
Yes. Because the series, obviously, guys, if you don't
know.
if you don't know, right, Miley Cyrus is Hannah Montana. Spoiler alert.
Whoa.
Okay. And they start out the series with Lilly, her best friend, not knowing
Who she is.
that she's Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised they didn't include Oliver, but I guess Lily is the true best friend.
Oliver is episode 2, right? Because I'm pretty sure
Is he?
episode 2 is dedicated
Probably.
to just Oliver finding out as well. So I guess that they just wanted to get that
The two besties out
two
of the
besties
way.
out of the way, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is obviously like a secret throughout the show.
Yes.
But
Oh, but it gets
They-
so good.
yeah.
The show's just
But
so
I guess
great.
they wanted to knock out the first 2 episodes. Like, you know what? We don't want to keep up this charade of her trying to hide it from like her
For
2
her,
best friends.
yeah.
So they're like, let's just get rid of that
Yes.
as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, guys, we've watched the show before. Okay. I honestly don't remember season 4 a lot.
Ooh.
So it's gonna be kind of new for me once we get there.
I just rewatched it
Yeah.
and I cried throughout
Oh,
like
gosh.
the entire season 4. And then before I gave you the haircut like last week or 2 weeks ago, I watched the finale and just cried my eyes out.
Great. I can't wait to get to that point. So yeah, if we do reference things like throughout the series, like, I mean, don't get upset. Also, why are you listening to this if you've never
True.
seen Hannah Montana?
Exactly.
It's kind of weird. Because,
Also,
yeah.
if you're listening to this, watch it along
Yeah.
with this podcast.
Yeah, I would say watch episode 1
Yeah.
and then listen to this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're also just giving Disney Plus promotion, right?
Exactly. Also,
Yeah.
sponsor us.
Sponsor us,
Also,
Disney
Ryan,
Plus.
go ahead with your.
Oh, okay. So
Segment.
I thought this would be a good segment just because it kind of like not really gives a summary, but it kind of reminds us of like certain points of the episode.
Mhm.
So we're gonna move into a segment I like to call.
Ooh.
So that's obviously an iconic, like we'll call it a sound bite
Yeah.
throughout this whole series.
Yes.
We'll say. So what I did is I listened through the episode and I found random sound bites that I thought were either funny, that I thought were interesting, or just like straight up I thought that was a funny line. So
Mostly funny.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but they're kind of like in the order of the show.
Yes.
So it'll kind of like give us a refresher of things. Certain things that
Right.
have happened. Okay. So here is
Ooh.
for episode 1.
Woo! So you gotta.
Work it out, and pop it! Don't look at my booty.
You know what a lot of people don't know is it's also a wonderful moisturizer.
Truly.
Moisturizer. You're pretty funny.
Golden blue.
Oh, my hair does feel softer.
Well, isn't that just too bad? Oh, but don't worry. There are seats over there by the trash cans. At the losers' table. Ooh.
Is that a zit or are you growing a new head? Gross! Ooh!
So you get them with the flat back.
Right.
And may I say, you two are smoking.
Oh yeah.
Smoking oaken.
Someday I'm gonna be Mr. Hannah Montana.
Hey, really soft hands.
Thanks, it's ketchup.
I hate wearing this thing. It's like kissing your great Aunt Clara.
Clara.
Hannah Montana's hot dog! Hannah Montana's scarf! Hannah Montana!
You're much paler in person. Hannah Montana's towel.
Well, I guess I'm leaving too.
Okay.
Without even a towel as a souvenir. Bye-bye. Nothing but my memories, which will fade too quickly.
You had a fight. Sugar, please. And now you sit and stuff your face. You got the processed sugar blues. Ooh. I like to sing, I like to dance, but I can't do it
Poopy in my pants.
Doggies.
Hey, doggy.
Look at me, giddy up, partner. Yippee-ki-yay.
I was hoping you would put that in.
Here I go. Headed for
Oh,
the
the door.
door.
Using the same
After
bit.
making the best apology I could possibly think of. Still hoping she forgives me.
Halfway there.
Yeah, and she gave me this sandwich. You're pathetic. Ooh.
Hey, everybody! It's Hannah Montana's scarf!
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
And then the episode kind of ends there.
That was great.
So
Gosh.
that was
Ooh.
for episode 1.
Woo. Nice.
So it gave us some iconic moments there.
I felt like I just rewatched the episode there.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to give like a breakdown like sequentially
Do
of
it.
like what happens in the
Do it.
episode. So it starts out. Some of the episodes start off with like a Hannah Montana performance,
Mhm.
right? It's just singing the classic.
Mhm.
This is a life.
That's
I
a
almost,
future
broke I had
episode.
to break my voice there because it was too high for me. But so she starts out with "This Is the Life," so that's like kind of the first Hannah Montana song that
Right.
we actually get.
Right.
And it transitioned into the kind of like a Much Music host guy talking about it.
Yeah.
Like he's performing.
Looks
it's
Filipino too. Sorry.
It's weird because he like there's a weird cut in between. He's like, and you can catch her live.
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
like the
yeah.
editing on that was really awkward. Okay, just watch that. Watch like the first 30 seconds of the episode, and you'll
Yeah.
understand exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
thought that was really weird.
I remember that.
Yeah. I don't know why. What else happened? So right after that, it transitions into like the household. So we see the family for the first time.
Mhm.
Because they're like singing along to it.
Mhm.
Also, do you think that's like kind of like super pretentious? Like they're just like watching their own like segment on like a award show.
I guess.
I'm reaching there. I don't really think
Maybe.
I
Maybe
don't
it's
think
like
it
one
is.
of her firsts, on TV.
Is this the thing is right at this point in the show? Even though this is the pilot episode, she's already kind of like an established.
Yeah, she's
superstar.
supposed to be a superstar
Like,
at this point.
yeah.
That's why everyone at school loves her.
See, what we need is a prequel series to
Oh my
to how
God.
she gets discovered and how she.
Miley's
becomes
too old for
famous.
that.
Yeah, definitely. Miley Cyrus probably wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, at this point, she's already kind of like a famous superstar.
Yeah.
I understand it technically. I guess since it wasn't called the pilot episode, it technically still is the
It
pilot
is,
episode.
yeah.
Because at the beginning, when the family is like kind of together, just we're introducing them for the first time. There's a character called Farmaine or something.
Yeah,
and
for Maine.
he's supposed to be kind of like designing Hannah's outfit or like taking her measurements or whatever. He's the one that says, work it out, pop it. And then he rips his pants or something like that. So yeah, we're kind of just trying to get into like the personalities of all the characters. The thing
Yeah.
is with Farmaine is that you never see him again. So
Really?
I at least I don't remember him at all
Oh my gosh.
after that episode.
Maybe you don't.
Yeah. Meaning I think he was probably just used as like a pilot character and maybe he
Oh.
would have been reoccurring, but they never went that direction.
Whoops. Okay.
Yeah. But he was okay. He was funny. We were introduced to Jackson for the first time. So Jackson, obviously
Jackson.
being Miley's brother,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he wants tickets for a
For
date.
his date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like on the phone. It's like, yeah, girl, I know Hannah Montana.
Would you have done that if you had known someone famous
I don't know. I might.
as a teenager trying to get the girls?
I mean, these are she's supposed to be like a superstar. So she's kind of like the Ariana Grande of this world. Let's say. I
Sure.
don't know.
Or like the Bieber at
Sure.
the time.
In terms of like a singer songwriter, just
Yeah.
like solo musician, let's
yeah,
say,
yeah.
pretty famous,
Mhm.
right? So knowing that it's like his sister, maybe trying to get tickets, then yeah, I might have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy date, you know. You don't even have to talk to her. You're at a concert; it's too loud to talk anyway.
Would have worked on me.
Yeah. So we get, and then all of a sudden, Lilly alert.
Right.
So-
Lily alert.
So Lilly alert happens, and then they have to kind of like scramble to
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I find it
hide
interesting
back
that
there.
she called ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because, like, in every other episode, she never calls
But at
to
that
be,
point,
like,
she
on her way.
At that point, she already knows.
Yeah.
But I guess like maybe my only thing with that is I guess Miley and Lily had an agreement. It's like, oh, if you want to come over, you have to
Just
let me
call
know
me.
beforehand.
Right.
Even though most people, if you're friends, you would just show up.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess so. At this point, it's established. Yes, she's her best friend, And like they kind of give it a little bit of exposition. It's like, you should just tell her. It's like, no, she's my best friend. If she found out, it would ruin her everything.
Yeah.
It was like kind of like that. So essentially, why doesn't Miley tell Lily? Because she thinks that she'll treat her differently, knowing that she's like this mega pop sensation.
Which I get.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Because she just wants to be liked for who she is.
Exactly.
And that's why she has the whole disguise in the first place.
Exactly.
So what a dilemma in the show already to start out. And at this point, intro, best of both worlds. You hear it for the first time.
Wow, we both got
Come
the same
on.
key. You get the limo out front.
We shouldn't.
All right, sorry. We're gonna get striked.
Yeah, don't strike us for singing along. So we should get into this part. We actually had a segment where we wanted to talk about people who have guest starred on the show. I guess we can call something like, "Who is that?"
Who is that?
Who is that? So this is a segment we like to call
Who is that?
And as soon as the intro is finished, we're introduced to Miley and Lily at school. Okay, and then at this point, obviously, it's already established that Miley, she crushes over boys a lot.
Truly.
Throughout this show, and
Yeah.
the first boy she's crushing on is a guy named
Johnny
Collins.
Johnny Collins.
Who's played by the one
and
the
only Corbin Blue.
Push it to the limit, 'cause we're in it to win it, in it to win it. Oh yeah. I like how that's the first thing you reference as opposed to High School Musical.
I mean, that's like the most iconic solo thing he's done.
Honestly, Corbin Blue High School Musical, sometimes he just like makes me angry for some reason. He's just so weird.
Why?
I don't know.
Because he was so against Troy being in the musical.
He didn't let Troy be himself, man. Well, he came around.
He did.
But I always remember this one scene from High School Musical. It's when they're singing the final song. They're singing.
You've told me this before.
So I have a weird thing about this. So they're singing "We're Breaking Free," right? And then so like the whole crowd's getting into it. Like the basketball team's there, everyone else is there, like watching them perform their callback. And then he just gets up and starts clapping. He's that one dude who's gonna try to amp up the audience. That's why I don't like him.
Okay.
He's just that guy. I'm just not that guy. But anyway, Corbin Blue. Okay. At this point, High School Musical already came out.
2006. I think the first one might have come out at that time.
Oh, it's around the same time, let's say?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was like a huge reaction. It's like, oh my gosh, Corbin Blue. But that could have been filmed. I don't know what the timeline is.
Sure,
But
I know they filmed it in like 06 and probably came out at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah. But either way, watching it back.
Yeah.
Like seeing Corbin Blue is like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. Right?
Yeah.
So they have this whole bit where like Miley is like distracted because Johnny's talking to her and she's all like crushing. So she starts like
pumping
ketchup,
that.
pumping ketchup.
Pumping that ketchup.
Gosh, why are you saying it like that? That's weird. She starts pumping ketchup onto like her hot dog and she keeps going and it gets all over her hands.
Yeah.
And Johnny's like, what? What's going
You're
on?
funny.
So, and she's like, you know what? Ketchup is actually also a great moisturizer. So she starts like putting a bunch on his hands and stuff like that. That was kind of.
My hands are softer.
He's obviously not the smartest guy.
Do you think it is a moisturizer? Have you tried it?
Why would you want ketchup all over your hands?
I don't know.
It's gonna be all sticky and
exactly.
smelly.
So the show was wrong. Do not do that.
Don't
use that as your moisturizer.
The next
kids.
scene too, you see him talking to his friends like, guys, my hands are really softer. So that was really weird. I have notes with me, but sometimes some of them are just like words, and it's like, oh, I'll remember what that means, but sometimes I don't. I think Lily gives Miley a lucky bracelet.
Yes.
Which plays into the later part of the episode.
Right.
So that's kind of an important point, I guess.
Right.
But we're also introduced to two new characters at this point when they're in the cafeteria.
Yes.
Amber
and Ashley.
Ooh.
With their iconic honestly, I thought they only said it after they said a burn.
Right, me too.
But they say it when they say something at the same time.
Oots. We did it, guys.
Was that kind of at the
Yeah.
same? When we say things
At the
same
same
time.
sandwich.
Okay. Well, you just wanted to ruin that bit. So Amber and Ashley, obviously, they kind of act as like
The bullies.
we'll call them
The
bullies.
mean
Sure, the
girls
mean girls,
of
the
the show.
popular girls,
Yeah.
the plastics, as we'll
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they're both like they're rich and they're popular
Yes.
and they're pretty, blah
Yes.
blah blah, whatever. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this until you told me. I think the girl who plays Ashley is Filipino.
She
And
is.
she doesn't look like your stereotypical Filipino.
No, because she's very light skinned.
If you guys don't know, we're Filipino. That's why Filipinos are always interested in who's Filipino and who's not.
For
That's just the
sure.
thing.
I'm just trying to find her name. Anna Maria Perez.
Yes, Anna
de
Maria Perez.
Tagle,
Yes.
who is very active in the Philippines right now.
Okay.
Go.
I don't know if this is gonna sound mean or not.
Oh, why?
But, okay, Amber. I don't know
Amber.
why I just thought of this.
Oh,
Amber
no.
kind of looks like the female version of the guy from Camp Rock too.
Which guy?
The I'm giving
You
you
the
the fire.
fire.
Yeah. Am I wrong? Don't they kind of look alike? No, you don't think so? All right, I'm gonna
Cut
you know,
that,
you
cut
know,
that.
I'm just gonna don't guys. Let's just take that back. Okay.
Or you were trying to make the connection because Anna Maria was also in Camp Rock.
Oh my gosh, she was.
And
yeah.
she was part of the Mean Girl clique too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe I'm stretching there, guys. You know what? Let's just forget about that. Let's move on. So Amber and Ashley first introduced.
Yes.
They're pretty recurring throughout the
They
entire
are.
series, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's like somewhat of a stint where they're like they don't show the school a lot, so you don't see them a lot, but they are reoccurring characters. Like
Yeah.
everyone who's watched Hannah Montana remembers.
They
them.
know who they are. Yeah.
Ooh, like
Yeah.
everyone remembers
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
right? So we're introduced to them for the first time. They have a back and forth, like between Miley and Lilly. Obviously, they don't like each other. Miley and Lilly are supposed to be the unpopular kids. Like,
Which is crazy to me because Lily is so cool.
yeah, yeah. The thing is, like, there's nothing really like wrong with them. Like, stereotypically in these high school shows, the kids who aren't popular are like the nerds,
Yeah.
the dorks,
Makes no
whatever.
sense.
But Miley, Lilly, they're kind of just regular girls.
Yeah. Miley's pretty too.
Yeah, it doesn't
don't
make
get
sense
it.
why they're unpopular.
And she lives in such a nice house.
Okay.
Her dad is Robbie Ray.
I'm gonna get to that later,
Okay.
but that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like that, her dad is like a. But I'm gonna get
Okay,
to that. 'cause
okay,
It's
okay.
weird how the show kind of uses that
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
But moving on, after this scene, we're introduced to another pretty much main character of the show,
Right.
Oliver Oaken.
Smoking Oaken.
That's the first thing he comes in with. He comes in with his freaking. My name's Oliver Oaken, and when I say you look smoking, something like that.
I will say, Oliver was like at the top of my tier list as a high schooler.
Mitchell,
Not high school.
Mr. Musso, Mr. Mitchie,
Mitchell
Is
Musso.
it, what is it?
Mitchell Musso.
It's Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In middle school,
Okay.
I made those like cringy little videos where kids would make their tier lists, but back then they were like my top 10s.
Okay, sure.
Those little slideshows.
Yeah.
I made one, and he was in it.
Is that still up on the internet?
It might be. I'll have to look for it.
We're gonna have to look at it because I want to see who the other mentions
They
are.
were all Disney people,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'll try to find it.
Because we brought up Oliver, and because like
I love Oliver.
I wanted to talk about this scene and like him in particular in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's established like he tries to be like a ladies' man, quote unquote.
Tries.
But he's one of the.
Tries.
He's in the same group as Miley and Lilly, so he's
So
not
he's considered
super
unpopular.
Yeah, he's not super popular
Yeah.
either. But I did want to talk. We'll probably make this like a full blown segment in the future episode. But I wanted to talk about some fashion
Oh.
from the episode, and Oliver was my
Oliver.
pick for the fashion. You know-
Okay.
and you know why? This is such a mid 2000s thing.
I know what you're gonna
right?
say.
He
yeah.
is wearing. I wrote it down here. So he's wearing a button-down shirt
Mhm.
under a graphic T-shirt.
Yes.
and that
That was the style.
that is disgusting.
That was the style,
The
though.
thing is, I probably did that.
You
too.
have, because
def-
I've seen the pictures.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right. And they're usually really like the dress shirts are like unbuttoned, and the collars are super big, and it just doesn't. It's not a good combo.
I wonder where that came from. Maybe Hannah Montana started it.
Because usually, like formerly, you'd probably wear like a sweater over a button down, but like
Yeah.
people would just wear like a graphic tee and then a button down.
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah,
It just
yeah.
looks so weird. That's something that's definitely not held up for sure. At least in my opinion.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna see people wearing a button down under a t-shirt.
No.
You'll see it under a sweater. Like a crew neck.
Sure.
But
not a graphic.
Not a
tee.
graphic tee.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
And not like a nice looking one.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
have any fashion things
I did.
that you noticed?
I got one for Jackson, his bowling shirt when he was bringing his date to meet Hannah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say low key a vibe.
Vibe,
Today.
But the thing is, he doesn't have
Today.
the swag to pull it off. Let's be honest. Right?
Yeah.
Jackson's is kind
You're
of a
right.
weird dude, you know? It doesn't just fit, like, it doesn't fit him well.
I guess
Like, the
you can say
idea
that.
of it is good.
Mhm.
And, like, but it's
The
all about
rest
the
of
combo.
the rest of the fit
Yeah.
didn't work. I got yeah. But the shirt,
Bowling shirts are kind of
I can
cool.
probably wear that today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get away with, I think you can get away with a bowling shirt today. Probably being like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so retro.
Yeah.
Something
Find
like
that at a thrift store.
Yeah.
You know.
So is that all your fashion?
That
notes
was
you
all
have?
my fashion.
Well, definitely, I
things.
definitely want to get more into the fashion and like some other things. And he says, and so still speaking about Oliver, he adores Hannah Montana,
Obsessed with
right?
her.
Because we actually haven't talked about this, but Lily is trying to get Miley to go to the Hannah Montana concert
But
with her.
obviously Miley can't go
Why not?
because she's Hannah Montana.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But she's
So-
like, why not? And
Yeah.
Miley's like, because I want to spend time with my dear brother.
And then she gives in and says and doesn't, instead of saying the truth, she says, "I just don't like her." And
That's right.
Oliver's like, "You don't like Hannah Montana?" He's like,
I worship her.
It's like, and he talks about like how he wants to like shampoo and
Shampoo her
condition.
long blonde hair.
She could just snatch her wig off. Here you go.
Right.
And then just,
Oh,
like, it's
that's
in.
not weird.
He also says, it was included in the sound bites earlier. It's like, someday I'm gonna be Mr. Hannah Montana.
Yes.
Which is a weird statement.
You know, take her last name.
Yeah.
Good
And then
for you.
to end off the scene, Oliver announces, "You have an extra ticket to Hannah Montana." Whole cafeteria freaks out. They charge them. End of the scene. But it kind of plays into the ideas, like, because Miley comes home, she's all like kind of beaten up and stuff like that because she got mauled, and her dad's like, "What happened to you?" Something. It's like, and it's like Hannah happened. It's like the kids at school found out. I don't know. I remember this so vividly. And then she's all like, "No, but these were just for tickets. Imagine if they found out who I really was." And you know, it plays into the idea that's why she doesn't want to reveal her identity.
Right.
Go on.
And no one would treat me the same. Sorry,
Right.
I took note of that because of her accent, which I found very
What
cute.
was that accent? Sorry.
No, she says, treat me the same.
Treat me the same.
Yeah, she says that,
I don't
yeah.
remember that. I'm gonna have to look. I have to walk back on that. Let's see. Yeah, but she's super poppin', and that's why people need tickets to the show.
Realistically,
yeah.
if someone were to announce that during high school, like, let's say, you have an extra ticket to Justin Bieber.
Yeah, it might be.
Do you think a crowd would happen?
It depends who's there. That's my thing, right? I actually talked about this.
Yeah.
I have a note on this, like for amount of people to charge for a ticket like that. The thing is, it was everyone.
Yeah, in
If
that cafeteria.
You could say like typically in high school. I don't know about now, right? But let's say when I was a teenager, like if someone said like, "Oh my gosh, you have an extra ticket to Justin Bieber,"
Yeah.
like would just majority of girls mob or just like guys who are interested in
True.
Justin Bieber, whatever,
True.
right?
Or the Jonas Brothers at the time.
Yeah, but who would be that equivalent? I don't know.
Today,
that's
probably
like-
BTS.
Yeah, it could be.
BTS.
I don't know. That still might
Harry
be towards
Styles.
maybe, but but that's how it shows how popular Hannah
For
Montana
sure.
is.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that everyone in the cafeteria was like, "Whoa, I need those tickets."
Yeah.
Because usually the styles of like what people like are pretty diversified. Let's say. So once they're back home, it's kind of this sets up the narrative of Jackson just always being broke, right? He's always like begging his dad for money and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's just so funny to me.
Yeah. So he's like trying to suck up to his dad. He doesn't want to give her money. That's pretty much all that happens, and now we move on to the concert.
Right.
Right.
Where things take a turn.
Yeah. So
for
she plays
Lilly.
"This Is the Life" again.
This is the life.
Yeah. I guess what she's supposed to be like. They have overhead real cam footage of like a stadium.
Right.
Is that supposed to be like the Staples Center or something?
Maybe.
Because they're in California, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait. Oh, I just realized something.
Yeah.
So all of this concert footage, is
Yeah.
it just supposed to be in one place?
Yeah, that's
for
my
every episode?
That's also that's a really good point, right? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at that closely. But then
Okay.
again, the scale of the stage to what that stadium should have looked
Yeah,
like.
it
was
should be way.
definitely-
It looks like a freaking like a
It's more like a
just like a hall.
like an indie hall.
Yeah.
Like where you just go see a smaller.
Why am I
venue.
blanking out on Toronto ones?
Anyway, like a mod club.
Mod
Or
Club,
like
yeah.
Danforth
Is
Music
Mod
Hall.
Club still a thing? I think they closed now.
Well,
I think they changed the name.
well,
Anyway,
essentially it's like
yeah.
that. But yeah, I mean that's a production thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can't just rent out like a whole stadium just
For
to shoot
every
that.
show, yeah.
Did they do that in the future seasons? Like, did they have stadium? Because didn't she toured as Hannah Montana like IRL, right?
She did, but
Yeah.
I don't think they showed that on the show.
Okay. Well,
right?
they could have used B footage from that if they wanted to.
Did they use that for? Nope, I'm not going to talk about it.
I don't remember.
We'll talk about that next time.
So concert happens. She's back in her dressing room.
Yeah.
And who do we see again?
Johnny Collins.
Right, so
Ooh.
Ooh.
mostly just wanted to test that the soundboard was still working. So Johnny Collins is here,
Yes.
and he's all like
It's
all
like
cool. He's-
fanboying over.
Not really. He was all like, "Oh, can you send this out
Really?
to my brother? His name is Johnny. It's my little brother. Not me. That's not my name or something like that." Right?
Oh, your hands are really soft. Yeah, it's ketchup. I mean, no, bye.
Smooth, right? Okay, so this is what I'm talking about too. So after Corbin Blue, after Johnny gets his signature and
Yes.
they leave, Miley's dad is all like, "All right, folks, if you want to go to the gift shop or something, right?" And the thing is, at this point, he's wearing like aviators, he's wearing like a mullet wig, and he's wearing like a really thick mustache, right? So he's in disguise
His
as well.
disguise is just a
But
mustache.
his disguise literally, that's just who he's supposed to be, Robbie Ray, right?
Ooh, don't you think, like, if Lily were to see that, which she probably had to get through security, and Hannah's security is just her dad,
Yeah.
wouldn't she recognize who that is?
My thing is, right, this is what I wanted to talk about when it comes
Okay.
to Robbie Ray.
Yeah.
Because he wears disguises when he's around with Hannah Montana because he acts as her manager.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look that different, right? Like,
yeah.
people would obviously go up and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're Robbie
You
Ray."
look just like Robbie Ray.
Like you,
yeah.
So my thing is that, do people know, like, let's just say in the general vicinity,
Yeah.
people at Miley's school, or Lily or Oliver, do they know that her dad is
Robbie
Robbie
Ray.
Ray?
I don't know.
They
Because
have
like
to, right?
he has to have been at the school at some point
Yeah.
in their life.
He also has a huge house,
Right.
instruments everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. He's also notoriously like a lefty,
Yes.
and most of the guitars you see are lefty guitars.
yeah, what country singer is a lefty?
I don't know. Well, like I'm not saying that's like the damning evidence. I'm just saying that, like, I don't understand what they do with him as a character.
Yeah.
Like, is he supposed to be in disguise? Is he not? Do people
Yeah.
know that Hannah Montana's manager is her dad, and also that's Robbie Ray? Like, do they make that connection at all?
They do. Like later on. I think it
Yeah.
was in like season 3. No spoiler alert.
Oh, okay.
He's giving a speech
Yeah.
at an award show. He's like, I'm so
Yes.
pleased to give this award to my daughter,
I
Hannah
rem-
Montana.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So why don't they make that a big deal? They never
and
talk
he's not
about
in
that.
disguise, is he? In that, he's
No,
not.
I don't think so. That's why I'm saying it, because like when he's like in dad mode, he just kind of has like a little goatee, like a little stash, and
that's
like his
like-
like hair,
Yeah.
like his like kind of like a bob almost.
Yeah.
Right. Like a short bob. I just don't get it. 'Cause
Same.
In the first episode, I guess they were trying to establish like he's trying to be like heavily under disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, it's just a guy with the mustache and the mullet, right? But in the other episodes, when he's acting as Hannah's manager, he still dresses differently.
Yeah.
So I guess that's supposed to separate him from like the dad.
I
But if they
guess.
made the connection, right? Wait, that's Miley's dad.
You look just like Miley's dad.
That's Miley's dad. Also, if Miley is your dad, then that means you're Hannah Montana,
Exactly.
right? Also, I mean, now that we're talking about this, Hannah Montana's disguise is a blonde wig.
Exactly.
She doesn't.
Her
look...
face is the same. She has the same eye. She doesn't wear contacts.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't wear too much makeup.
Yeah. So we'll talk about this too, because after that happens, right? Lily breaks into the dressing room.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So Lily breaks into the dressing room with
Great
Oliver's
security,
help.
guys.
I know. Gosh, imagine that happened to like a real celebrity. How is like a preteen breaking into your dressing room at like a stadium
And Oliver's
venue?
like climbing up the wall into the window,
Yeah.
creeping through the window. Like, guys.
I mean, this is being super nitpicky, but it's just kind of funny to think about.
Just thinking about it from our perspective.
Yeah. So Lily breaks in, and then the funny. I included that soundbite in the beginning, but she comes in and she's all like, Hannah Montana's hot dogs.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really funny.
Oh,
Hannah
that's
Montana's
funny.
scarf or something. And then,
Hannah Montana. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Get out of our dressing room.
Get out right now.
Because my thing, right? So she's scared that Lily's gonna recognize her.
Yeah.
But the thing is, how are you not scared that anyone's gonna recognize
Right.
you ever?
Yeah.
When the only difference between Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana is that you wear a blonde wig.
Exactly.
And maybe you wear a bit more makeup, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't change. Like you still look the same. Right?
You sound the same. You look
Sure.
the same.
And because of that, she's concerned about that. So what does she do?
She smashes a pie in her face.
She smashes a pie in her face.
Amazing.
It's like. Did
It's
you just
not a
smash
real. It's not a real pie.
Yeah, she's like, did you just smash this pie in your face?
It's not a real pie.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to. I mean, I'll come back to this after actually. So Lily breaks in. Hannah's scared that she's gonna find out that it's her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like this constant like probing, like
Oh my
back
God,
and
you have
forth
another
and
page.
stuff like that.
You have another page.
Sorry, I do. So she sticks her face in the pie. So that's what I was saying. I wanted to bring up. Yeah, disguise. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a show. I'm not trying to make sense of it.
True.
I'm just saying, in real life, she would be outed immediately.
Immediately,
Right?
yeah.
'Cause
Paparazzi would find out.
The people watch her like at school. They'd be like, "Oh my God, look at her face. That's freaking Hannah Montana." Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Oliver makes it up. So he's like climbing up, and he sees them there, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's you," or whatever. I don't forget what he says. But then he says,
At least let me shampoo and condition your hair.
no, at first he says like, "Oh, you're much paler in
Yeah.
person." So at this point, she still has like the whipped cream all over her face. And then she gives him like a towel.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Here, you can take this towel."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Lily's leaving.
Mhm.
She
wanna
makes
do-
a dramatic
Do you want to do the
exit.
script read for that?
I mean, I can read what she says.
so we have the screen. We have the screenplay. What would you call it? The script.
The
The
script.
screenplay of this particular scene.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to narrate or do you want to narrate?
Let me just find it. This isn't it.
Okay.
This isn't it.
But yeah,
isn't it.
so she throws the towel at Oliver. He catches it. Oh my God, Hannah Montana's towel. And then he falls to his death. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my God.
He falls down, probably hurts himself.
Mhm.
But obviously Miley's trying to get Lily to leave because she doesn't want to find out who she is, right? So this very funny scene happens.
What funny scene?
This
The one we're
scene we're
talking
about to
about?
read.
So I can be Lily because Lily is
Okay.
the best.
So I will.
You can just do this.
I
Hannah
will- I-
opens the door for Lily. Well, I guess I'm leaving too.
Okay.
Without even a towel as a souvenir.
Bye-bye.
Nothing but my memories, which will fade too quickly.
All right. And then he gives her a scarf. Here.
Oh my gosh! The actual scarf you wore on the actual stage! I can't believe it! This is so... Hey, I have a lucky bracelet just like that. Okay, that wasn't the
And
scene that we
well,
wanted,
we're
but-
moving
but
on.
Yeah.
But she sees the lucky bracelet. It's like, yeah, but yours obviously is. Mine says Lily or Miley or whatever, and she checks it and it says it.
Just like that. Yeah.
And then she slowly smears the whipped cream off of her face, and that's what reveals it.
I know. If anything,
she slowly
I
moves-
can't recognize Miley that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She does like slowly like that. Oh my God! And then she's like, ta-da! And then
Yeah.
Lily finds out.
Lily finds out
Yeah.
that she's Hannah Montana.
There's a whole scene too where she's like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I wish my best friend was here. It's like, oh, you should go
That's
get
right.
her. I'll call her. No, don't. So she calls the phone, and it's the same phone, obviously, because it's Miley's phone.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
rings, and she's like, she's calling
you gonna
it.
get
It's like, no, it's not. I don't need to. And then she hangs.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Wow. So she's so good to her fans.
Yeah.
She hangs up.
Oh, that was weird.
So there was that too, like that you would think that would be like the expose of it,
Yeah.
right? I mean, nowadays she could have just looked at because it wasn't a smartphone, obviously. Back it was a flip
Yeah,
phone. But
yeah.
if it was a smartphone, like if it was today, she would see the contact.
Exactly.
Be like, oh my gosh, that's Miley's phone or whatever. Then she would make the connection.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, the point of the story is, guys, that Lily finds out the secret. And,
God, I love Lily.
Yeah, and she's obviously upset. Because, it's a pretty big secret
Why
to
would
keep.
you keep that secret from me? You're my bestie.
And then Miley establishes, like, I don't want you to treat me differently. She's like, it's like, I'm afraid that you'd like Hannah more than me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lily's all like, grabs her, like, Miley, that could never happen. It was actually, honestly, it wasn't acted that badly. I actually thought it was kind of nice.
Yeah,
Right?
wholesome.
Like, very, like, sincere. Like, Lily really meant, it's like, no, I would never.
We love besties.
Yeah. And Lily's been loyal to her.
We love Lily.
Throughout. So then Miley in the joyous occasion of Lily finding out, and she doesn't have to hide the secret anymore. She takes her to see the closet.
The closet.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. It's like a night why? So she takes her to her regular closet. It's like, why are we in your closet?
Because behind my closet is my closet.
Yeah, and it's like a super nice and bougie.
And it goes,
closet.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of nice outfits and all that stuff, which is
amazing.
Funny. But there's a pivotal part that happens within this scene, right? So, Lily brings up the idea, like, oh my gosh, she's trying to take pictures and do all these things. It's like, I can't wait to tell Amber and Ashley about this. So she wants to, not out, because that's not like her intention, but she's like, oh, I can't wait to tell everyone at school. And Miley's like, no, you have to keep this a secret as well. Like, no one can ever find out about this. Right. And Lily doesn't understand, like, why. It's like, because they would treat me differently. And then she says, come on, Hannah.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
And then Miley's like,
I knew this would happen.
so now we're
Imagine she actually said that.
now we're in trouble. Right. Sorry, I just wanted to play that again. Sorry.
Ooh, doggy.
Now we have a problem because Miley. Oh my gosh, I did it too. Miley.
How dare you? This is exactly why she didn't want to.
This is why she didn't want to tell me.
Exactly.
So Miley gets upset. Because this is exactly what she was talking about. So she's like, her best friend's kind of like mixing her up now, right? So they have like a little fight and they're mad
The
at each
mistake
other,
was
blah, blah.
trusting you.
That's exactly what she says. Thank you. And then she like, and it's so funny too, because like she's on like the revolving closet and she's like trying to crawl. It's like, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say that. And it's like, then she says,
The mistake was trusting you.
and then she's like just slowly like
Backs away.
backs out.
But then she comes around because it's a revolving closet.
They should have kept that scene going and then just kept her like being in shock as she's like in the revolving closet.
That would have been funnier.
That would have been fun. But I guess they wanted to make the scene like serious, so they cut out like right away.
Sure.
So what's it called? So Miley's obviously upset about like the whole fight or whatever. Gosh, where am I? I blanked out.
You're looking at your notes.
I know, I'm blanking out on my own notes. I think obviously her dad's trying to cheer her up, right? She by feeding her ice cream and like singing like the funny songs to her that we mentioned before. It's like, you got the processed sugar blues. Ooh, something like that.
Right.
And it's like, so they're trying to just cheer her up, whatever, blah blah. At this point as well, I think after the scene, Jackson's being used as like a mannequin because he wants to earn money. So Farmaine, the guy from before, like the fashion designer, whatever.
That
he's
was
like,
the scene.
He's using Jackson as a thing, right? And then Miley and her dad come in and see Jackson, and he says,
If you got it, flaunt it.
I should have used that. I didn't use that. got it flown.
He does a little shimmy.
Yeah. So I think apparently it's established that his dad actually like paid him off to do that. 'Cause he just wanted to get like a kick out of it or whatever. So at this point, while this is all still going on, Lilly makes
Lily's
an entrance.
on the way, yeah.
Yeah.
Lily alert.
So she, Lily alert.
The little
'Cause she, like,
skateboard.
passes the skateboard through the house, and then because she obviously wants to talk to Miley and try to make up, right? Gosh, at this point, I included the soundbite earlier, but he's like, "Farman, why don't we go take a walk around the back?" And then he's like, "Oh, I gotta put my sunscreen on because like my got sunburn." And then what do you call him, Robbie?
Yeah.
What would we call? We'll call him Robbie.
Yeah,
the dad. I don't want to say the dad anymore. So Robbie takes his cowboy hat and puts it on him. It's like, oh, look at me, giddy up, partner, giddy up, partner. It's the way he said it. It's so funny. Giddy up, partner.
That's one of the
Yippee up, partner. I hate that.
It's one of the best sound bites.
Really good sound.
Of
That's the last time you ever
episode.
see that guy, though.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing he took it out
unfortunately.
of the back and
They probably hated that.
kind of threw it. What happened at the end?
I
Why
don't
don't we see
know.
Farmy anymore?
I don't know. Maybe
Robbie
they
took him to
fired
the
her.
back and
him. My God, sorry.
Robbie took him to the back and just like ended him.
Oh my God.
I don't know. No, he probably fired him, but he's like, no, you don't. I don't want you to go back through the house. You gotta like leave.
True.
I guess maybe it'd be a hard character to keep like adding on, but he could have been just kind of like one of those random reoccurring characters.
Could have just been like a stylist.
Yeah. So, because he had some good lines. I actually missed him. So Lily and Miley make up, and they repeat the same bit.
The halfway there.
Yeah. Did you want to read that part too?
We don't have to.
Okay. So it's kind of the same thing. Like, here I go, after making the biggest or the best apology I
I
can
can read it.
make.
Let me find.
It's actually like it was kind of like a funny.
Here I
callback.
go, headed for the door. After making the best apology I could possibly think of, still hoping she forgives me. Halfway there.
And then at that point, oh, you're so dramatic or something like
You're
that.
such a drama queen.
Yeah.
Hugs. And then they hug it out.
Yeah. And then they're all good again, which is great. So they finally make up. Obviously, I don't think that conflict would have lasted throughout like multiple episodes. Let's say.
Yeah.
Plus, like, who would wanna be friends with Hannah Montana? So it ends off. The episode ends off at the school again.
Yes.
And they're talking about because Amber and Ashley were also at the concert. It's like we were in the front row.
And she made eye contact with us.
Honestly, I would gloat about that too if I
Me
was
too.
at like
I always
a
do
Twice
that.
concert. It's like, you know what, Diane? She made eye contact with me. That's like that. Honestly, that's kind of a big deal.
That's a pretty big deal,
Right?
especially if at a K-pop concert.
Yeah. And then Oliver comes in. It's like, oh yeah. Well, I got Hannah Montana's towel.
Yeah. I don't know what
And
they say.
Amber says, I included this earlier. Amber was like, it's like, yeah, and she gave me this sandwich. It's
Oh,
like
yeah, that's
something
right.
like that. And you go ooh again.
Ooh.
It's just a good. It's just a good. It's a good bit. So because Lily's probably like dying because he wants to like show him up, right?
Right.
It's like, yeah, but we're even more in than that, right? Being front row center, right?
Right.
So then, plus they won't believe that that's actually Hannah Montana's towel.
Oh, yeah.
So, Miley takes out the scarf from Lily's bag and puts it around her, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's Hannah Montana's scarf from the concert," or something like that. And then she's like, "You know what? I think you should have it." So she gives it to Amber. Oh my God, really? And
Why would you do that? I think I know.
it's like, "Hey, it's Hannah Montana's scarf."
And then the
And
mob
then
comes,
mob comes to-
and that's the end of the epi.
And that's it. That's episode 1, right? And what a great episode.
I've seen that maybe hundreds of times.
Yeah, it's one of those episodes where usually when you're watching a show on like TV as a kid,
It's one of those. Yeah.
they're not in like sequential order, or like you don't think of them that way. So that one I just thought was like one of the other random episodes.
Same.
But at this point, since we have like streaming services now, it's kind of weirder seeing it how, like in the actual
Yeah,
sequence.
But I guess
of
it
the
makes
show.
sense for the show.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I don't know if I have any other notes besides.
too.
put.
Doggy.
Doggies.
But yeah, going into the future, I mean, we're gonna obviously talk about every single episode. We're gonna have more segments.
As they come, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm gonna add more things to the soundboard.
Yes.
As we move on through the episode.
Yes.
Or like through the episodes. I don't want to put it in the soundboard until we've heard it in the actual show.
Exactly.
But there's a lot of episodes I can't wait.
I can't
to talk
wait for
about.
a lot of them.
Because a lot of the plots get like really weird. Do you want to talk about some of maybe like the cast members?
Oh right. Well, we all know who Miley is.
You know, we all know
Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus is, right?
The one and only superstar legend queen herself.
I mean, she's had her controversy, but I'll always
Did you
remember
like her?
Hannah Montana.
Did you think she was nice looking as a kid?
Like as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in the later seasons. I remember specifically like season 3 onwards.
too.
As a kid, I was like, yeah.
She looked real nice.
Yeah.
In the 4th season.
And weirdly enough, so we didn't talk about this yet, but once obviously Lilly has to be in disguise too when she's out with Hannah, right? So her persona is like Lola. Right?
Lola.
I like Lola a lot more than Lilly.
Really?
I
Is
like
it the hair?
I like the short,
like
funky
the
color
anime hair.
Yeah, exactly. She's just a cosplayer at that point.
I think at one point she described her style as like Harajuku girl.
Oh,
Yeah. So
cool.
That
Yeah,
makes more sense.
That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. But maybe so. Obviously, we have Billy Ray
Cyrus.
and I'm almost at Stewart.
Billy Ray Stewart.
Billy Ray Cyrus
Didn't change his name for the show.
playing Hannah's dad and actually Miley's dad in real life. Known for his super awesome hit song, "Don't Break My Heart, Make You Break It Heart." I just don't think they understand. Which is every single, it was played like every single,
dancing.
like every single Filipino party has that song playing, and everyone gets up to line dance to it. It's the best.
Guilty.
Yeah. Can you name another? Billy
I was
Ray
going to
Cyrus
ask you if you could, because I can't.
song? The Lil Nas X song.
Stop.
That's
I don't even know the title of that.
Old Town Road.
How does it go?
I'm gonna take my horse.
And Old Town.
Yeah,
Got it,
that's
got it.
there. That's two. That's two songs.
Great. From his era.
Oh, then no.
Yeah.
I
That's
couldn't tell
so.
There is I can't wait to talk about the episode where they push him to go on tour again.
Oh,
Like Jackson and Miley
yeah.
push.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Ray. We'll get to
that's
that.
a great-
There's
that's a
too many
great one.
references I want to just blast out.
I
but
know.
we have to wait to get there. Any other cast members?
Emily Osment plays.
Emily Osment, yeah.
The one and only
Lily.
Lily.
/ Lola.
Jason Earls
Oh, Jackson.
as Jackson.
Right, yeah.
We can talk about him another time because he's very interesting.
Okay, sure.
Maybe next episode.
Well, yeah.
Or no, we can talk about him when
Maybe
there's
when there's
more
like
of
a pivotal plot.
there's like a central
Yeah.
an episode
'Cause there's-
centralized
There's
on
that
Jackson.
one episode where
Like
he feels like left out.
Yeah,
Oh my
like the
gosh,
volleyball one. Yeah.
I love that one.
We'll talk about him during that one.
That's when the grandma comes to visit. Oh my gosh.
I think that might be this season.
There's
or
so
the
many.
next one.
The thing is, guys, there's so many good episodes. This one's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Because there's not really like a lot of like B stories, C stories happening. It's pretty just much focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why there's not like that much to talk about. But as a pilot, should we do a ratings thing? Should we just, I'm just straight up stealing from the Gilmore Guys now. Because, Kevin T. Porter is my podcast
Hero.
He's
my hero.
Inspiration.
Inspo. Mm-hmm.
So we'll just call it a parody.
I swear we mentioned Kevin so many times.
I need him to listen to one of my podcasts.
I need him
this
to
podcast.
recognize me, senpai, please.
Just get, if we can even just get acknowledged by him.
Have us on Good Christian Fun.
I need him to make eye contact with me.
Oh my god.
You know Kevin T. Porter? Yeah, I was at a show in the front row, and he made eye contact with me.
Oh my god, I'm so jelly.
That's what I need.
Ew. I wonder if he's watched Hannah Montana.
I feel like
Surely he has.
he might be
older. But
it might not have
surely
been like
he's seen some of them.
he probably knows of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Kevin, if you want to be a guest on our show, which you won't, but that's fine. You're too famous in the podcasting world, He's like the Hannah Montana.
I
podcast.
just got an idea, but I'll tell you
Okay.
offline because
Awesome.
we shouldn't talk about it here.
Okay,
Anyway,
so why don't we give it a rating?
what's
scale?
our rating system?
You can make it up, just like Gilmore Guys. You make it
okay,
up. So what would
so
you give
out of
episode 1? Lily, do you want to know a secret?
5? Do you want to know a
You
secret?
can go out of 5 out of 10, whatever.
Okay,
you
I'm
want.
gonna go 5 wee doggies out of 5.
Can you do that again?
5
Doggies.
out of 5.
Okay, nice.
Just
You
'cause
thought it was a
it's-
perfect score. Nice.
Yeah, because it's a good story.
Mhm.
I mean, we get to know the characters a little bit.
Mhm. I'm gonna give it
made
something
me laugh.
else.
Go for it.
But I think 5. I think it's good. I think for a pilot, it's extremely solid.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite episode, so like based on comparison,
Sure. No,
I would probably. I'm trying to think of something funny to reference. I would give it. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 ketchup moisturizers.
We should try that.
Oh, my hands do feel soft. And that's pretty much it. That's gonna wrap up our show, guys. So stick around if you thought that was cool, because the next episode we will be talking about episode 2,
Yep.
which I believe is when Oliver finds out who
Who
Miley
Miley
really is.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Nice, and I thought that was pretty good. So guys, I'm glad you stuck around.
Yeah.
If you're looking forward to the next episode, obviously give us a follow. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll probably post the audio on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm asking everything as a question
Question?
because we don't really know
No.
yet.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No,
but
we
you-
will.
Okay, you can find us around.
Yeah.
We are on Instagram.
Insta. Let's just stay on Insta.
Yeah. Are we gonna change our Insta name?
No.
You're gonna find us on Insta at the Halfful Pod.
Pod.
Just the Halfful Pod.
Yes.
So,
You know, we might change that to Halfful TV.
yeah, it'll be there. Just
It'll
check
be
it out
there,
if you
yeah.
want to follow us. It doesn't
You know
matter.
what? Google us.
Anyway, so that's about it, guys.
You get the best of
Best
both
of
worlds.
And now take it slow, then you rock out the show.
You
Stop both worlds.
mix it all together, and you know that it's the
best
best of both worlds.
Anyways, bye.